Come on, 49 faithful, let's get it.
Because it's 49 in mine.
We gotta do this one time for the Empire.
It's 49 in mine. It's 49 in mine.
We gotta get that brick by brick real quick.
49 in mine.
Yeah, Yo, we can't listen to them haters, man.
49 in mine.
We from the Bay.
49 in mine.
We them San Francisco 49ers.
49 in mine.
We got that red and gold blood inside us.
49 in mine.
Oh yeah, freak out, yeah, I'm looking right into the video scope, and this is Macho Man, #1 Macho Man impersonator, past, present, future, yeah, and I'm here to tell you, you are watching 49er Minded with Bashar, yeah, the cream of the crop, dig it?
Yo, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Another 49ers versus Green Bay preview show. Had to do another one because it's going to be so lit tomorrow. We're going to be so hyped to get into Green Bay and beat that Green Bay Packer ass. So I don't know if this is kind of like a last-minute show that I put together, so I'm not expecting a huge turnout right away. Maybe others will trickle in later. But let me say what's up to the couple of people that are here. We got Ryan Belial over from No Border Sports, No BS Sports, or I believe that's what it's called, the No Border Sports podcast with him and Waruna. They're doing a really good job over there. They're just starting out, but it's a lot of fun. I was just watching their podcast earlier, and I was actually the first guest on their channel, so it was a lot of fun being on there. We got 49er Chanel. What's up, bro? One of my Twitter homies and Instagram homies, so good to have you on. And I'm really excited and really, really hyped up about this game. You know, it's I've grown up as a Niner fan. I've just definitely been totally disgusted by Green Bay Packers whenever we play them, and we've had some tough losses against them in the past. But as of late in recent 49er history, ever since Aaron Rodgers has been the quarterback, we've had excellent success against them in the playoffs. So that's great. And if you read the title, it says 49ers are big stepping into Lambeau. So I don't know if I should do it now or I might do it later, but there's a little tribute to Big Steppin' that I wanted to do. But without further ado, we got my boy Cory. Let me bring him on here. What's up, Cory? Sports Fanatic Cory, how you doing? Make sure you unmute yourself, bro. What's going on, man?
Doing well, man. How are you?
Doing awesome, man. Hey, I really, really appreciate you coming on here. I know it's probably your first time joining one of these podcasts, but hey, man, you got to start somehow. So it's great to have you on, and I'm putting you on here because I know you're very passionate and you're very knowledgeable about the 49ers.
Faithful since about 1988. So
okay. That's what I wanted to get into. Like, how exactly did you become a 49er fan? Remember how it all started?
I grew up a huge sports fan in general, and watching football with my father in '88. There was still in the Bay Area. There was only one Bay Area team. The Raiders moved to LA in 1984 and didn't return until I think the '93 season. So it was very easy for me to choose the team that I would follow for the rest of my life. And '88 was a great year, going 10-6, beating the Vikings, then going into Soldier Field, which looks almost like what we're going to have tomorrow in the frozen tundra, to then beat the Bengals in Miami for Super Bowl 23.
Oh, I don't know why I got muted. Okay, so Cory, do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
What happened to the audio?
Yeah, I know. When I lost you, I don't know what happened. So, anyways, what I was saying was, click on your virtual background so you can bring it back up if you want. And I was saying, shout out to Waruna Pereira. He says Bashar on a marathon. And basically, what I was saying, that he's part of No Border Sports, which is a brand new YouTube channel with him and Ryan Belial over in the chat. Definitely check their channel out if you get a chance. And we do have Javier Rios in the mix. What's up, bro? How's it going? You know, we're all getting ready. We're getting ready, pumped up for this 49er game. And you're still trying to set up your virtual background, Cory?
Trying to get it back up and running.
Yeah, because I know I lost you for a second. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions for Cory as we go along, basically we're just we're starting off a little slowly. There he is. He's back up and running right there. And the title of this is Big Steppin' into the Playoffs, you know. So just like Steppin says, the rapper from San Francisco, 49ers a big steppin'. And eventually I'm going to have the music playing and do a little big steppin' for you guys. But, I'm waiting for more people to come in. But first, Cory's back. Sports Fanatic Cory, good buddy of mine from the 49er Twitter spaces. And so obviously you said you became a Niner fan. I remember that season very well. I was in junior high. It was a Bill Walsh season, coach season, obviously.
His final season. Yes.
Yep, his final season. I remember that year we lost to the Raiders. So we lost 6 games that year, and there was a lot of question marks at one point during the season about that team. But again, we bounced back. Yeah, anything else that pops up in your head about that team or any memories? About the 88 team?
That team had a very nasty defense back then. Charles Haley was still on the team. One of my favorite nose tackles of all time, Michael Carter, was on that team. This was a little before the Ken Nortons and the Lee Woodalls coming in, but they just played with a chip on their shoulder. They had gotten there in 81. They gotten there in 84. Jerry Rice came in 85 and took him about a year to kind of get acclimated. But when he took off, it was clear that who the best player on the field was. Roger Craig, I think, had one of his best seasons as a running back that year. His probably most legendary run was in that season against the Rams.
Oh, that Rams touchdown run that he had was sick.
Right.
He was high kneeing everybody and breaking tackles left and right. Oh, man.
Right. But yeah, John Taylor, a receiver that should have been in the Hall of Fame years ago. And it was a struggle through that year because there was a lot of losses. They had Steve Young come in. His most legendary run was that year also against the Vikings. Who they played twice. They go into Chicago and lose 10-9 or 9-7 or something. I think it was 10-9 to then have to go back in the NFC Championship with minus 26-degree wind chill and destroy them 28-3. So they found their mojo there towards the end. Won the division at 10-6. Play the Vikings. Play the Bears again.
They played the Bears. Wasn't that when they played the Bears when it was really cold, right? And we were favorites to lose?
It was minus 26-degree wind chill that day. And so how does a team from San Francisco go out to cold Chicago? Tina Turner actually had a very famous speech in the locker room after that I remember very well. But yeah, that was kind of the first year that I was hooked and have been hooked ever since.
That was the first full season I sat and watched as a true 49er fan. Like it was my first, I told myself I was a Niner fan the year before that, because Jerry Rice was the big thing and Jerry Rice was doing his Cabbage Patch and, getting all the touchdowns that year. That was the year he had 22 touchdowns in 1987, I believe. But I became a real fan in 88 and it was my luck. It was a Super Bowl year, just like you. Both of our luck was good, and we were spoiled as Niner fans being in the Bay Area.
I didn't realize how spoiled I was until maybe the very late 90s or early 2000s. I go, we don't make the playoffs every year.
Playoffs?
The playoffs, yeah. Good old Jim Mora. bringing back. We won again. That might have been the year Peyton Manning started too in '98 with the playoffs. I just hope we can win a game and all this. Other
that was
stuff.
Peyton Manning's rookie year, and Steve Young and the 49ers beat their ass, and and Jim Moore is like panicking in the press conference. Want to see what's up to my buddy of mine from Frontline, Forever Faithful podcast is Brandon Ferrigno. Has been on my show before. He says, "What's up, Bashar? Good to have you on, bro. Always." And I forgot, I wanted to play this highlight reel. I'm gonna ask you some more questions, obviously, and I wanted to run this Greg Papa highlight reel of what went on in Dallas, and I'm gonna review myself and you really quick, so just so this video will display a little bit better, or we could just have us in the background. It'll just hover over it, but I'm gonna play that right now actually, and then once that's done, we'll get on to the other questions. All right. So
Sounds
just
good.
Guys, have a lot of fun. I'm a big Greg Papa fan, so we're gonna check that out right now.
Jimmy under center. Elijah Mitchell the back. A toss sweep. Juszczyk leads the edge. Good block there on Lawrence. Elijah Mitchell. Touchdown! San Francisco! Garoppolo going to boot to his right after a play action. Going to throw back left. Not there. Throws out right. Wide open. Brandon Ayuk into Dallas territory. 45 angling left. 40 dropped on the Cowboy. 38-yard line. He picks up 37 yards. It was a roll right, throwback left, was not there, came back right, and Brandon Ayuk got wide open. 2nd and 29 for Dallas. Throw out left, K'Wan Williams with the interception. Dak Prescott jumped right in front of Cedric Wilson to take it away. When the shark bites, the 49ers take it on the Dallas 20-yard line. Debo by himself. And they hand off to Debo, coming to the right, gets a block from Brunskill, a cut back by Debo. Debo 10, Debo 5, touchdown! San Francisco! 2 receivers go left, including Tony Pollard. It's a designed run for Dak Prescott, 30, 25, gets hit from behind by Azeez Al-Shire. They got to get up and clock the ball. 5, 4, 3, 2. Dak will he get it off in time?
No.
With 1 second to go, did he spike the ball in time or
No,
not?
he did not.
He did not. The 49ers have won the game. What do you got, Alex Kemp? Did he spike it in time? 49ers, or Jimmy Ward's got his helmet off, ready to celebrate. Alex Kemp, is the game over? Checking with his crew here.
Dak Prescott says we got one more play.
That's the end of the game.
Game is over. The 49ers have won. They're on their way to Lambeau.
I love that last play. I'm sorry if you're a Cowboys fan watching. I mean, and I'm laughing because there's so many Cowboy fans now. I saw this big media thing saying that the Cowboys should take it up with the NFL about the refs or some crap like that. It's like you guys were punching our players at one point in the game. Did you see those punches they tried to pull on us?
I did. There should have been a few ejections in that game.
Yeah,
more than one.
They're saying they want to have the refs review all the bad calls and all that other crap. It's like, you guys got away with punches, and now you guys are complaining about the refs.
What they obviously didn't know was that you need 3 seconds on the clock to spike the ball, or it'll be a runoff. So even with the 1 second, it wouldn't have counted anyway.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me that. I looked up the NFL rules, and it says you have to have 3 seconds on the damn clock to spike the ball. Yep.
Yes.
And the funny thing was stupid Dak Prescott tried to place the ball after Dak did that run, and
a yard and a half in front of where the ball should have been spotted.
They misspotted it, and it's just so funny how Dallas and Brandon's friend Brandon, he's over in the chat. One of his friends is a Cowboy fan. His friend was crying to him, telling him that why does the NFL hire these fat, slow refs, and that, if they had refs that were physically fit and with better fitness, they would have caught up to the Cowboys in time to spot the ball. Oh, really? It's like, well, what's Dak doing doing a QB sneak with barely any time left and no timeouts, And then the Cowboy fans just have this automatic assumption that, oh, well, if they spike the ball, like they're just assuming that it was going to be an automatic touchdown pass if they did have an extra play, which is another pile of BS. But that's Cowboys.
If Prescott would have had time to throw the ball, allowing his receivers to get down the field,
exactly.
It's just it's ridiculous. But Cowboy fans should be used to this. 3 playoff wins since their last championship back in 1995. So
now, of course, I was pissed about Jimmy kind of letting the game get out of hand, and it seems like we could have blown him out. But I do find I do take some. I don't know how I can say it, but I just find a lot of enjoyment into the way the game did play out and the way it had that comical ending. So I kind of like it as is, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there was another play earlier in the game, I think, that they were called for a delay game because the referee didn't get out of the way when he had spotted the ball, but it was actually when the offensive team substitutes players, the referee has to stop play to allow the defense to make substitutions if they want to. So there was a delay game earlier in the game because the referee because Dallas didn't get up to the line early enough. If they get to the line with 20 seconds, they can sub, they can allow the Niners to sub, and they still would have gotten the ball off before the play clock had expired. But when you come up to the line with 10 seconds and then trying to make a substitution, you have to allow the defense to do the same thing. So Dallas fans can get upset with every call that they wanted to, but they were getting blown out very early in that game. And a few mistakes here and there let them back in, and
yeah,
it is what it is.
They're lucky. They're lucky that the game was in contention at the very end. They're very lucky for that simple fact. Yeah,
very, very lucky. Yes.
Yeah. I want to say what's up to my boy right here, fellow 49er content creator, good buddy of mine. He's been on the show before. Niner Sickness Podcast says, "What's up, faithful?" That's Beto from Niner Sickness Podcast. If you don't know who he is, check out his channel. He's a great guy. And I asked you questions about how you became a Niner fan. Do you remember the first 49er game you've ever been to? I'm assuming you've been to Candlestick since you're a Bay Area guy, right?
Yes, I have. The first game I actually remember very vividly, Christmas Day, 1994. My dad ended up scoring tickets, and we ended up going to the game. It was 49ers and Oilers. I actually got to see Warren Moon play. And,
okay. That was the Super Bowl. You said 1994. That was the year we won the Super Bowl, right?
It was the year that they won the Super Bowl, but this was a regular season game against the Oilers.
Okay.
Where they went and lost 10-7 on Christmas Day.
That was the last regular season game of the year, right?
It should have been, unless they had. I don't remember the regular season as much as I probably should have. We all pretty much just remember the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl that year.
Oh, yeah.
They played well. They souped up on the defensive side of the ball that year, acquiring Deion Sanders, and they had Eric Davis from before, Tim McDonald and Merton Hanks as their safeties. And it was Bryant Young's rookie season as well. A lot of people forget Bryant Young was a rookie in 1994 and became the longest tenured Niner before he eventually retired.
Bryant Young was amazing to watch as a rookie too, man. He was just
one of his better years, if I remember correctly.
Exactly.
As well.
He just had that quick, explosive move, and he just dived straight into the backfield and tackled the running back right away. It was a lot of fun to watch. Definitely want to say what's up to a good buddy of mine who has been on the show, David Edmondson. He's from Real Talk Niner Talk. If you don't know what Real Talk Niner Talk is, you got to subscribe to him and check him out. And David Edmondson's one of the core pieces of that channel, without a doubt. Says, "What's good, Bashar and Cory? I don't see Green Bay stopping our running game. I also don't see our defense committing PIs like the first game." Yeah, was it 5 pass interference calls on the defense last time we played them, I believe?
I happened to be at that game as well.
You were at that game. Okay, let's hear your first-hand account of being at that game. Go right ahead.
A lot of people hyped up. They started the season 2-0, beating Detroit and Philadelphia on the road. It was our home opener. Players being able to play in front of their home fans. A lot of Packer fans there. They do travel like we do. And I think it was just one of those kind of come back to reality games, especially in the first half, where we couldn't get any type of pressure on Aaron Rodgers with Green Bay using second and third string linemen. The pass rush just was not to where it is now. And just getting onto different spaces in the last handful of days. I was mentioning earlier to you before this podcast went on the air. These Packer fans just think that they're going to be able to go in and we're not going to be able to handle the cold, and they're going to end up blowing us out by like 2 touchdowns. And I just shake my head just trying to figure out where are you getting this logic? You ended up, as bad as we played in that game, we were winning with a minute and a half left. We came all the way back from 17 points down and came all the way back. Trey Lance ended up saving us at the end of the first half there. And we come out in the second half and I think score an opening second half drive touchdown to cut the lead to 3, and then it was game on. With this game, it's, there's a handful of intangibles that need to be answered. Battle in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Pressure, which brings up the pressure on Aaron Rodgers. How much time is Aaron Rodgers going to have to throw? Is Green Bay going to be able to stop the run? Because if the Niners can control the clock and be able to run the ball 30 or 40 times, I don't see how Aaron Rodgers, assuming that we can get enough touchdowns there, is going to have enough drives to be able to come back in this. They're expecting to put up 30-something points on us. If that pass rush
Not on this
home,
defense. Not on this defense.
If that pass rush gets home, it doesn't matter how good or bad that secondary is. He's not going to have time to throw the ball. Our linebackers are too quick to where the bubble screens and the little quick hitch routes, I believe, are going to be effective. And someone was mentioning earlier, I think, on my Twitter feed that all the Packers have to do is put 8 in the box. I said, great, put 8 in the box. Garoppolo's just going to kill you on that quick slant. You get past that first line of defense. Deebo Samuel can run past anybody.
Okay, I'll say this. The past 2 games now, the Rams game, Kittle was heavily involved in blocking, helping out Colton McKivitz because Trent Williams was out, obviously, right? And this past game, I didn't watch all 22, but it didn't seem like we weren't throwing to Kittle. So I can't picture Kittle having 2 games in a row, 3 games in a row consecutive, where he's not functional in the pass game, where you don't see him. So I'm expecting something big out of Kittle this time around, don't you think?
Kittle, I believe, had 1 catch of 22 yards. I think he was maybe targeted 1 other time. I think it may come down to how effective our offensive line is by themselves without keeping the extra tight end back for blocking on passing downs. But again, I'm almost hoping, and I'm not expecting exactly what happened 2 years ago in the NFC Championship game, but I'm hoping to see Garoppolo throw the ball as least amount of times as possible. Less chances to make a dumb overthrow a receiver by 5 yards and have it intercepted. Aaron Rodgers is known for being a very safe player and playing mistake-free football. We have to get him out of that element, make him very uncomfortable, and start throwing those ill-advised throws to us. Make him uncomfortable. I don't see their running game being very effective with A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones. But again, we have less than 24 hours there, Mr. Bashar. We're itching our way to what could be the game of the weekend.
Oh yeah, this might be the Super Bowl before the Super Bowl even starts. Who knows? But
this could be good, and then wait for Sunday with Buffalo going into Kansas City. That's the other game I'm looking forward to.
What I wanted to say was when you saw them play and when we saw them play on TV, you were there. That was back when everybody was criticizing the 49ers. The team has no identity. They have no identity. We found our identity now. Safe to say. Right now, back then Ayuk wasn't not even Ayuk was like an afterthought.
He was in the doghouse then.
Yeah, which was freaking stupid. It was pointless to do that. But thank God we started getting him involved. He's a real Ayuk now, which I love. We weren't using Jennings back then. We use Jennings now, which is awesome. I believe Elijah Mitchell didn't play that game, right? Who was running the rock that game?
Kyle Juszczyk and Trey Sermon were the 2 running backs.
Yeah, exactly.
We've been talking about that a lot last couple of days. Mm-hmm. They have no idea what they're about to experience when Elijah Mitchell pounds the rock. It's gonna be one for the ages. I expect well over 100 yards by Elijah. How are they going to use Deebo in the backfield, little jet sweeps and end arounds? Put him, as a tight end, just coming out for little hitch routes, slot. I mean, you can literally put Deebo Samuel anywhere. Get Kittle out there for some decoy. If you're the Packers defensive coordinator, I don't know what you do. I really don't, because like I said, you put 8 in the box. Garoppolo's just going to beat you with 10-yard hitch routes and just up over the top. And I learned today that Bakhtiari is doubtful. So the offensive line is going to be less effective on that pass rush. But
Bosa got cleared of concussion protocol too. Did you hear that?
And I'm expecting Fred Warner to be a go tomorrow as well.
Yeah, and on top of that, our D line is not the same D line from week 3. Our D line found it. They just found themselves, and I was so inspired watching the D line against the Cowboys. But down goes Bosa. All of us freak out. I'm thinking, what pass rush are we going to have now? Didn't matter. Charles Omenihu steps up, 1.5 sacks. Freaking Jordan Willis didn't get any sacks, but he was getting pressure. He was putting heat on. DJ Jones had a sack. Armstead putting on the pressure, helping out with a half sack here and there, I believe. And this D line's a lot coming alive, man. I don't know. And I was worried last time we played them, because last time we played them, Aaron Rodgers had 1.5 seconds, and here he is doing the back shoulder bomb down the sidelines. I'm just hoping, like you said earlier about the pass rush, I hope it comes alive against Aaron Rodgers, because as of now, it's looked a lot better.
He had all the time in the world in that first matchup. They couldn't get home, no matter what they tried to do. You forgot to mention Arden Key who played a big factor. And what I love about this defense, and I've mentioned this before, they're 9 or 10 deep on that defensive line. They're as deep as anyone, so they can start interchanging and have 4 completely different guys on a different play. And the one guy that's not even dressed is Katavius Street. They don't even have room for him. That's how deep that defensive line is.
Are they dressing Maurice Hurst then? Is that what they're doing?
I'm not sure, but I know that the last 2 games, I think Katavius Street was inactive because of not having the roster spot. But that's how deep they are.
Okay.
They are like a legitimate 9 or 10 deep on that defensive front. Not to mention maybe the best linebacking core in all of football with Warner and Al Shire, who came back, and Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah, it's a definite luxury to have such great D linemen, such great linebackers. Chris Kusirik is an awesome D line coach. We're so fortunate to have him, and D'Amico Ryans has done a great job coaching up the linebackers all these years, and now he's our D coordinator. Hopefully, we don't lose the guy. I know some people out there were like, "Oh, we want the best for D'Amico. We want him to be a head coach," and I think he'll be a head coach somewhere down the road, and he'll get his promotion and live out his dream. But I just want him to stick around with us so we can at least possibly win a Super Bowl with him as our D coordinator. I think that would be the icing on the cake before he leaves us.
He is there, and you know that the Niners blitz about as least amount as possible. So if they can get home on a 4-man front consistently, it's going to be a lot of trouble for Green Bay. They're talking about having all these different weapons and stuff. I said, you have one weapon. You have Aaron Rodgers and you have Devontae Adams. Give me one other weapon that you have now that you didn't have earlier this year or even 2 years ago. It's a matchup nightmare. If the Niners execute the way they should, it's a matchup nightmare for Green Bay. It's a bad matchup for Green Bay. And to me, that's just how I see it.
And, of course, I forgot to mention the DBs. Going to the playoffs, I was thinking, great, what are we going to do in the playoffs? I mean, how are we going to have guys like freaking Josh Norman and Dante Johnson out there? But lo and behold, our luck, Ambry Thomas steps up. Boom, he's blossoming right before our eyes. Now he's starting to look like a legit NFL corner, which I love. Had the guy on my mock drafts, but that's another story. Mosley's looking the best he's ever looked, in my opinion. So hopefully they keep it up in Green Bay. I'll love it. I want to see what's up to somebody in the chat. Good buddy of mine from these YouTube chats that we do on my streams. David Yang, what's up, dude? How you doing? David Yang Twins says the Packers haven't played a meaningful game in 2 weeks, and they have guys coming back who haven't played snaps for most of the year. They're going to have chemistry issues. Yeah, they keep saying that this guy's coming back and that guy's coming back. Maybe those guys won't be in proper shape or form, or the chemistry won't be there. So it's not a guarantee that those guys just come back and they're just dominant players right off the bat,
What I love about that tweet or that message is it's not so much of the chemistry. It's none of those players coming back will be at 100%. And everyone's talking about how the Niners won't be able to travel into the cold. What do you think of all these players going to be having to deal with possible 0-degree weather at some point during the game? 49ers defense travels.
The defense travels and the running game travels.
And the running game, the way our strengths and the way that we execute our game plan, it doesn't matter what weather we're playing in. They're talking about possible snow flurries. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong weather app or something, but I saw precipitation being down to somewhere around 4%. So I'm not expecting the snow, but people out there are saying, hey, we might have some snow, we might have this and that. Bring it. We love snow games. You think Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to throw the ball 40 or 50 times in the snow with any type of accuracy, with receivers having to, get through, an inch of snow? Come on, running game and punch them in the mouth. Win the both sides of the trenches. They're gonna be so tired by that second half they won't know what to do.
I'll say this: some people don't agree with me, but I'm hoping that we spell Elijah Mitchell just a little bit. I wouldn't mind seeing Jeff Wilson Jr. every now and then get some touches, just for the simple fact that I don't want to see Mitchell just get banged and hit and and being tired out. We gave him the rock a whole lot last week. I just think if we give him a little bit less touches, maybe in the third or fourth quarter, he may have his cardio, maybe his stamina may be up more so than normal, and it'll give him the potential to bust a long 40 to 50 yard run because his cardio is going to be there. That's how I kind of look at it, and I want to see Elijah get a nice big run. It's been a minute.
I believe that you will see a heavy dose of Wilson this week, just with how cold it's going to be, and they're going to be interchanging. And let's see what Debo can do in the backfield as well. Packer fans are just saying how great this defense is and much improved, and they're all pro line. I forget the guy's name, but the all pro linebacker who's there, and they have Zadarius Smith who got cleared and he's going to be back. I don't remember Zadarius Smith being a factor at all in the 2 games that we played 2 years ago. So again, coming out of injury, they have all these guys coming back who haven't played since the beginning of the year or even out the entire year. You expect a game of the physicality that the Niners are going to bring, that, someone, heaven forbid, goes down again and you're down even more players. We have the depth to match any team in the National Football League, in my opinion. It comes down to mistakes and avoiding catastrophe, hopefully not going down by 2 scores again, because this fan base is going to be packing the stands and being very loud. You will see plenty of red in the stands this week. I know a lot of people are heading out that way if they're not there already. But this is just going to be one for the ages, as we've grown accustomed with this rivalry in the last 20 years, 30 years.
Yeah, I was fortunate to be at one of those 49er Green Bay Packer games I mentioned on my last show. I was at the game when Kaepernick ran wild all over Candlestick Park on the field, Bill Walsh Field, and Aaron Rodgers.
Twice. He did it, I think, back-to-back years. One in Green Bay.
One in Green Bay, yeah. I was at the one in Candlestick, which was an amazing, memorable game. Last game I went to with my brother. Let me say what's up to a couple of people here. We got Elias Lopez says, what's up, Bash? How you doing, bro? Good to have you on here. Niners Sickness Podcast. Beto says Niners activated Maurice Hurst. David Yang says we are the boogeyman for every team that left for every team left in the NFL. We may be the hot team in town. You never know. Elias Lopez says run the ball every single damn play. Bash, we will win this game. I hope so. What up, Swan Song? How you doing, bro? He says Kyle's going to run him until he breaks. He's referring to Elijah Mitchell. I hope not. Elijah Mitchell's excellent bouncing off of tackles and breaking tackles, too. That's what I love about the guy, along with his speed. I just don't want him to be worn out. That's all. I think, like you said, I think we are going to mix it up because it's going to be a colder game. We know we're going to run the rock a lot. We got Dan Castillo. What's up, bro? How you doing? This is what's up, Elias. Say what's up to some people in the chat. And let me say what's up to this dude right here. Low the Truth 05. Cory, I agree with you. Their players are coming off of IR. They haven't played for months. Yeah, I think they're going to be cold. I don't think those guys. It's going to take a while for those guys to get to form. And hey, they may not have the chance to do. We may just send them home packing. So
Bakhtiari is coming off of an ACL, so he hasn't played all year anyway.
Oh, wow.
So even if and I mentioned to you earlier, I think he's doubtful. So I think he had another setback. I don't know what that offensive line is going to do. I really don't. When you, like I said, have 8, 9, 10 deep on that front 4, it's just going to be interchanging back and forth. Linemen won't get tired. If you're Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, you may try to work a hurry up offense just to try to keep the same guys on the field for defense. But again, if they're getting negative plays like I'm expecting, it's avoiding that deep ball and avoiding Rodgers having time to get Devontae Adams. And it looks like Scandling may not play this game either. So that's another receiver not having to worry about. But he's a one-trick pony anyway.
Yeah.
All you got to worry about is
the only receiver that scares me is Devontae, obviously. Exactly. Lazard, I never really cared that much for. And just, again, I'm going to mention Ambry Thomas and Mosley. They're looking the best. Our pass rush is looking the best it's ever looked. And you mentioned D'Amico Ryans earlier. Usually it is our front four that does the dirty work, and we don't really blitz that much. But every now and then I've noticed D'Amico Ryans is throwing that wrinkle in with a nice creative blitz, and it usually works because we don't blitz so much and they don't expect it.
I think the least amount of blitzes in the NFL this year. Mm-hmm. If you can get home on a 4-man front, the offense is in a lot of trouble. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just the bottom line. You can drop seven back and try, just keep a double team on Devontae. I mean, have a safety come over and whatever it is, whether you're playing zone or man-to-man, it's just making sure he doesn't get behind that last defender. But just put Rodgers on the turf and just make sure he's as uncomfortable as possible.
And hopefully we get a lot of this going. Touchdown, San Francisco!
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. Yeah, so let me say what's up to Danny GTV, Danny Golden, good buddy of mine. Says, what's up, Bashard? Let's go. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Yeah, the hype machine's starting, man. We're about to get hyphy on here, man. You'll see, man. Something's coming up in a minute. We got David Yang said this team is totally different from the team in week 3, and it took magic to even beat us. Yeah, we shot ourselves in the foot like a bunch of idiots, and I get it. D'Amico Ryans was new in the game. He ran some pretty weak, soft coverages, and we had Diamador Lenore out there, and he was extremely green new in the process, and he made a huge blunder towards the end. It's not going to be so easy, and we're not going to see freaking 5 defensive pass interference calls like we did last time with Josh Norman and company messing up, which was pathetic.
Yeah, the only Josh Norman you'll see this week will possibly be on special teams.
Hopefully not, man. If they try, how did he let that dude go by him on that fake punt? That was so pathetic, man.
It was, but I don't expect the special teams to make many plays here, seeing that we have almost 30th and 32nd in the special teams category. So Green Bay can hype this all they want. They think that we're going to come into their house and get beat down. No, sir. Not happening. It's just this game will come to – if the Packers win this game, it's going to be a lot like how it was in week 3 with like a game-winning field goal. But even kicking in the elements here in freezing weather, Robbie Gould, our kicker, came from Chicago, so he's used to the cold. But he has not missed a field goal in his postseason career either. So that's another thing to think about. Hopefully
and as far as Jimmy goes, as much as I've ragged on Jimmy, or some people have, I mean, he's not the worst quarterback. He's a starting quarterback. At best, he's a decent starting quarterback. We don't need him. We don't need him to throw for 350 yards. We don't need him to throw for 4 touchdowns. If he does, that's great. It's fine and dandy. But just manage.
That won't happen. You know this as well as anybody.
Oh yeah,
Garoppolo isn't throwing for 4 touchdowns. Elijah Mitchell might get 4 touchdowns, or Deebo Samuel might get 4 touchdowns.
Exactly.
But Garoppolo's not throwing for 4 touchdowns.
But like he came out playing pretty well in the beginning of the Cowboys game. Now, if he could just play like that, and when I say playing pretty well, it wasn't like he was dominating and looking like a Hall of Famer. No, he was making nice, crisp passes and being careful with the ball. We just need him to do that for 4 freaking damn quarters. What is up, Low the Truth? Let's see what you got to say. He says, Bashar, brother, I feel like a little kid waiting for Christmas, waiting for this game tomorrow. All right, I'm going to slow down on the football talk really quick because right now it's all about the hype machine. The name of the video is I mentioned 49ers big stepping in the Green Bay, and right about now we're gonna do some big step in 49ers style, courtesy of Stunnaman. I'm gonna lead the way. If you guys at home want to do it, we got to get pumped up because we're about to get big step right now. So I'm gonna get it going in just a second. Get ready, guys. It's gonna come on in just a second, and okay.
I got a feeling, Quake. I got a feeling. Hey, Niners. We still winning.
I'm big stepping. 49er minded, and we out here bench press. What? I'm big stepping. Bosa Armstead after Aaron Rodgers. Big stressing. Big stepping.
49ers with me, and we out here bench pressing. Big flexing. Defense hitting, and we got some big weapons. Yeah. Last year I said we finna make a run now.
All right. I'm just going crazy, trying to get you guys hyped up for tomorrow. We're in Green Bay, Lambeau Field. We're gonna beat some Packer ass. We're gonna be big stepping all over that frozen tundra, Landra Field. I don't give a fuck. We're gonna beat these fucking Packers. We're gonna throw Aaron Rodgers on his ass. Our pass rush is sick right now. We got freaking Nick Bosa coming back, cleared off for concussion protocol. We got Eric Armstead. Just for all of those who hated on Armstead over these past, year and a half or whatever, that he's not Buckner. I'm sorry, dude. Armstead's coming to play. This second, he's getting pressures. He's helping out that pass rush. He's always been stopping the run. So, DJ Jones, I mean, I love D-line so much. I love offensive line, but especially his D-line has me so hyped, man. And let me see what's up to JR Meadows. He put fire. Hey, man, I'm here for you guys, man. He says, 49er faithful, ride with me. What's up, JR Meadows? Good to have you here. David Yank says, get it, Bash. Hey, man, what's up, dog? Yeah, dude, what do you got to say, man? I mean, like, I'm just so hyped up for this game. You don't even know, Corey.
We've been hyping this all week. We've been hyping this since Tuesday. I mean, let's have this at let's get this kickoff ready and just stay close. Just put the pressure on Rodgers. Make sure this game doesn't get out of hand. Punch him in the mouth on both sides of the ball. Just out physical them. I mean, we are as physical of a team in the entire National Football League. Prove it once again. Doesn't matter that we're going into a frozen tundra, literally, and just show Green Bay that they were in not a legitimate 13-14 this year. Because that's pretty much what they're writing on. Well, Dallas and San Francisco weren't elite teams like us. You play in probably the worst division in all of football. You guys in the NFC East. So saying that you ran the table in your division, which is not entirely true because you lost to Detroit when you sat your players in the second half. But neither here nor there. You lost 4 games this year. Should have been 5 to us. We had a handful of games that we should have won in the middle of the season as well. Indianapolis is one. Tennessee is another. The one game against Arizona, the one game against Seattle. It is what it is. We are here now, less than 24 hours before kickoff, and I hope that Packer fans are ready to get punched in the mouth because this Niners team is going to just knock you on your ass all game. And I hope that Packer fans understand that you guys are going to be completely out of energy trying to stop our elite pass rush, our linebackers, our safeties, and hope the Ambry Thomas and Emmanuel Mosley can just keep the receivers at bay. Run the rock, keep time of possession on our side, use Deebo Samuel as much as possible, and like you said earlier, get Kittle involved more because he is such a dominant threat on the tight end side, on the offensive side of the offensive side of the ball. It's ridiculous. Excuse me for a sec there. But yeah, no, I'm as hyped as anybody. Just ready and.
I got something to say. So Dan Castillo says, Bash, I was waiting for you to hit Bust a Freestyle. I threw in a little rhyme in there, but I'm not going to freestyle. But we're going to do a special thing that we haven't done on this show before. So it's going to be a little call-in thing. We do have a caller waiting in the background, and I'm going to basically I'm going to send out this link to people that I know, people I'm comfortable with, because unfortunately, I'm not going to drop the link in the regular chat because there's been a slew of YouTubers out there that got hit hard by trolls. So I do got to play it safe. I'm sorry if you guys don't know me on social media. just yet. But if you want to add me on my Twitter, you can always add me on my Twitter, 49 Reminded, if you want to DM me. But I am sharing this link with certain people that I know. And on top of that, I don't have time to take 20 calls or 10 calls. But to a few people that I do know, they are going to get this link to call in. And we do have somebody waiting in who I'm going to bring on right now. And I'm sending this link out to a few other people too, just so they know what's up. So just give me a second, guys. Just a second, guys. Just a second. And let me get the first guy in right now. First guy waiting is Shanil Kumar. What's up, bro?
How's it going?
Great. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
What do you got to say, man? What's on your mind?
Oh, what's on my mind? How about them Cowgirls? How about them Lambs? How about them Seahawks? And last but not least, how about them Oakland, Las Vegas, Trader Raider Chippendales?
And what about the guys we're playing tomorrow? The Fudge Packers?
The Green Bay Packers?
What do you? What are your thoughts about tomorrow's game?
Oh, just run the freaking ball. Keep running it. Do not give Jimmy Garoppolo. Don't let him throw the ball at all. We need to keep handing the ball off to the running backs over and over and over again. I don't want to see no throwing involved, even if it's short. Just hand the freaking ball off to the running backs. And if you have to make Deebo Samuels a running back tomorrow, do it. Just run the ball.
Yeah, I'm all for that. What do you think we should do in terms of playing Aaron Rodgers? Do you know anything come to mind, or anything you think we should expect?
Expect a lot of short passes, little quick short outs. I mean, our D line. I don't have nothing with no problems with the defense. I think they can do a good job. I think we need to try to get some interceptions if we can. Our rush is going to be there. They're really good. They're going to get pressure on the quarterback. We just need to turn around, move our heads, and just pick the ball off. That's all we need to do on defense.
Yeah, what I like about the emergence of Ambry Thomas is he looks like he wants to jump routes and get some interceptions. Now we've only seen him get one interception so far, but I know there was a previous game where he almost had a pick six and he freaking dropped it. His hands didn't look so great on that play, but I think he's ready to make some more big plays.
Yeah, they just need to clean that rust up. I think Ambry he's been getting better these last couple of weeks ever since that Rams game. Like he's been stepping it up. You know, our corners are really good. Even K'Wan Williams had a pick in the Cowboys game, so they're getting better at picks. I just want to see more, especially in that Cowboys game. I saw at least 4 or 5 tip balls, and I was just like, why? Why are you tipping it? Just go for the ball. Stop going for the man. Just try to get the interception.
When those tips come up, go ahead.
I was saying the interceptions will lead to more points or a chance to get more six more points.
Oh, yeah, without that. And K'Wan Williams definitely redeemed himself on that play, too, because he got burned pretty bad by Amari Cooper. But, that was some good redemption on that play. He was ready.
Yeah.
Yes. Any other final thoughts before we go to the next caller?
Shout out to the Niner Empire. Thank you, Bashar. And hit the likes for this man. Hit those likes.
Good to have you on, man. I've been talking to you for quite some time about trying to set something up where I'm doing some calls. I know it's kind of random, but glad to have you on and participate, man.
Thank you, Bashar. Good luck to your channel.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Take care, man. We're going to go on to the next caller. Next caller is Fazil. What's up, Fazil?
Yo, what's up, Bashar?
What's up,
Cory?
How we doing, man?
Doing good. You guys all good? You ready for tomorrow?
I'm more than ready. I'm feeling so hyped up right now. You just don't know, man.
I was ready Sunday after we beat Dallas.
I think you got here. I think you got here right after I did my big Steppin dance, huh?
Yeah.
You missed. Yeah, you can rewind it a little bit later.
You can go back and watch it later.
Yeah,
probably.
It was a one-time thing.
I'll check it out later. But
what's on your mind, bro?
I think for tomorrow, like I was looking, watching some film, watching some tape on Green Bay, and then also with us with our strengths and weaknesses. Back in week 3, we didn't have our identity. D'Amico was just getting his feet wet, going through growing pains, and everything, right? So what I think for this game plan is, run the football, unleash Debo, control the clock, keep number 12 off the field, play complementary football, and no turnovers. We can live probably with one with Jimmy, but we don't want one. We can't give two to them. You cannot do this against Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Dak and against the Rams, you can't let it slide like that all the time. These quarterbacks, they're going to take advantage. Players like quarterbacks like Brady and Rodgers, they'll take advantage. We can't turn the football over and then you just unleash Debo. We use motion about 77% of the time. It's the highest rate in the NFL. They're always moving parts, keeping the defense off balance. It's what Kyle does at his best. I think we're going to have a lot of short passing game. And over the middle with Debo, Ayuk, and I think Kittle's also going to be a vital part in this game for the passing game, not just blocking. But I think they're going to involve in some passing here, which is going to kind of catch Green Bay off guard. I know you always have to account him for the running game. I mean, for blocking and in the passing game, but I think he's going to get his number called, and we have to get after Aaron, and we have to pressure him. If we don't pressure him, we will not win this game. That's what I think, and I think Ambry, he's getting better each week, and Mosley's locking stuff down, and our safety tandem is one of the best in the league. Just let the pass rush. We got Fred. Bosa's cleared to go. I think we're gonna be good, and I think we can win this game. I have us winning 28-24. That's it's on my mind, and I just hope we do it. We're built for this. They don't like bully ball. They don't like physical ball, just like the Cowboys didn't. The Rams didn't. We're built for this. We're built for the cold weather. They're more finesse team. We just have to go out there and punch him in the mouth. That's what we got to do.
Yeah, I love your passion. I love how hyped up you are, and you always bring it your A game when it comes to the knowledge of the game. And I know you're really passionate about being a Niner fan, and I just always appreciate it whenever I talk to you up on the Twitter Spaces. And great to have you on my show. This is the first time I've done this. Not that many people know, but I don't want to. I only want certain people to get on here because, unfortunately, there's a lot of trolls out there in the world of YouTube. So I don't want it to be a free for all where anybody could just get on here. But little by little, we'll have more callers on trickling in. Anything you want to add to Cory to what Fazil just said?
I agree with a lot of what Fazil said. I think you're right with Green Bay not like getting pushed around very much. Expect it because it's coming. We're going to punch you in the mouth every chance we have, figuratively speaking. But Green Bay has to win the battle up front. And especially with all the injuries that they've been sustaining all year and guys coming back, I don't see it. The offensive line for the Niners has been exceptional, bringing in gaping holes like the Grand Canyon for Elijah or Jeff Wilson or Debo Samuel to just plow through. How they will find a way to move the ball is going to come down to how much time Aaron Rodgers has to throw. I don't see the running game being much of a factor for Green Bay. Now, I could be wrong, but A.J. Dillon does not scare me. And that was the big difference between us now and us 2 years ago. Aaron Jones, we know all about him. He's a guy who just tries to run and try to find holes, doesn't have the greatest agility. But if Green Bay doesn't win the battle of the trenches on either side of the ball, it could be a long night for Green Bay.
I absolutely agree with you. Oh, sorry, Bashar. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I just said I agree. That's all.
Oh, okay. Cory, I absolutely agree with you on that. I think it's going to come down to these games, like in the postseason. It's the trenches, offensive line and defensive line. They don't like bully ball, and they don't like it like these other finesse teams that just like to throw the ball. And the Niners' run defense has vitally improved since Week 8. They've been able to shut the run down, which is what I think the Niners are going to try to do. What the Packers love to do with A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones. They want to run. They want to establish a running game. That's what the LaFleur and McVay and Shanahan's what their offense is predicated off of. I mean, even though they have Aaron Rodgers and Stafford over us having Jimmy G, makes up for it. But that's what I think it is the Niners are going to try to make them one-dimensional, and they're just going to go rush after. They don't have to blitz to bring in – it's just like that. I don't want to compare this D-line to the 2019, but there's just much more depth on this one than 2019, other than you add, without just D4 not being there. But D'Amico moving Eric inside was, I think, a very big thing as well. And I think it's going to pay off a lot for this postseason run that we have. I know as Niner fans, all of us, we're being passionate, we're being hyped. We're not trying to be biased, but it's just facts out there, right? We're fans at the end of the day, but we also just see it. You see what we see is this is what football comes down to, and it's just facts, and that's what I think is exactly what's going to happen tomorrow night. And I'm really pumped, and I'm so excited.
And the other player we don't have that we had in 2019 was DeForest Buckner. That was the other big miss. But what I like about this defensive front is you can move any of the 4 linemen anywhere on that front, and they'll be just as effective. They are so deep, it's borderline ridiculous. It's ridiculous of how deep this front 4 is on the defensive side of the ball. And can that offense with Compton, with obviously Trent Williams and Lakin on the left, you have Alex Mack, and then you have Daniel Brunskill as the right guard, hold the Packers pass rush at bay. The previous caller earlier was saying run the ball every time. That's not realistic. I mean, yes, they can try, but what happens when you're in 3rd and long situations, which I hope does not happen? 3rd and long, Garoppolo's going to have to make the throws. And what people I haven't heard mention in any of these spaces I've been in, what about Garoppolo on that last drive to save the season in LA, where they gave up the touchdown with about 2.5 minutes left, and he drove right down the field, found Jawan Jennings for the touchdown to force overtime. Come into overtime, they should have punched it in the end zone. They couldn't. They settled for a field goal, and then, as Bashar was mentioning earlier, Ambry Thomas's one and only interception came up as big as any play for the season so far this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Ambry, like you said, is Jimmy's going to have to make those big throws. It's not like, oh, my God, we're scared. We actually know he can do it. I mean, we can't be biased towards Jimmy. Jimmy has done it before. We've seen him do it in the past, and we have to have that faith in him like the team does in him, that we believe he can get it done like he did in that Rams game where he actually gutted the shit out of that game where, was playing with that broken thumb and he down 17-0. I know a lot of good parts. We played as a team and we came back, and then this energy was just different in the second half. He's like you said, he drove us right down the field and he scored. I think he's gonna have to make some big boy throws in this game. Like you said, what if they stack the box and they know we're gonna run? We're gonna eventually have to make. Got it.
Let them stack the box all they want.
Yeah, we're gonna have to throw the ball, and it's not like, oh, Garoppolo's gonna have to. We have the weapons. We have Kittle. We have Ayuk. We have Debo. We have Jawan Jennings now that is stepping up. Kyle's gonna scheme it up as well. We have Kyle Shanahan. 2 people forgetting about him.
We may have the best play caller in all of football.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Kyle will draw up whether it's reverses, flea flickers.
And let's remember this. I think Kyle does his best when he coaches against his students. Is it fair to say that?
There you go. Yeah,
he knows the entire coaching staff.
He shows them the boss.
Yep.
Yeah. He shows them like what he did in 2019. I'm not trying to go back. I know we're just going back. What he did in the NFC Championship game, and what he did in the regular season game, and what he always does against McVay. I know we just ran the ball down the throat in Green Bay 2 years ago in the championship game, but it's just scheming. He's scheming up these gaping holes. The players are executing, and it's just, hit your foot on the ground and cut up field. And he's going to want to prove something. They're not giving us a chance. No one's giving us a shot. I'm looking at all these analysts. I'm not listening to them. They don't know. It just comes down to whoever wants it more. And I feel like we're ready for it. And I think they're going to show tomorrow. The Niners are going to show tomorrow who they are, and I think we're going to come out victorious, in my opinion.
We do have another car waiting in the wings. Really quick, I just want to say what's up to a couple of people in the chat who trickled in late. Fable JVC, how's it going, bro? I see you in there. It says, what's up, Bashar? Go Niners. I don't know who this person is, but I want to see what this person has to say. Linda Trajam says, Bashar and Cory with concerns about Jimmy throwing interceptions. Are you worried about Green Bay secondary? They have 18 interceptions this year, 16 by the secondary, 2 by all-pro linebacker Devondre Campbell. I am a little worried about Jimmy's interceptions, but again, I just don't think we're going to be throwing it extensively. Every now and then we may throw it when they stack the box like crazy, like you said. I want to see Debo get some nice yak yards this game. I'm serious, and Kittle too. Kittle's due for a big game. What do you think of Cory?
I wanted to make one point of the last caller one more time. It's the most disrespectful thing to your opponent when you literally tell them what you're going to do and there's nothing they can do to stop you. And that's what that championship game was all about 2 years ago. We're going to run it right down your throat. Try to stop it. Mostert goes off for 160 yards in the first half. It's like, why does Jimmy have to throw the ball? You know, why? This all comes back to punching him right in the mouth. And you saw that, you know, again, we're not trying to live in the past here, but the game against the Browns on that Monday Night Football game, Matt Breida goes off for like 80 yards on the first play. Bye. See ya. No one, the speed of this of these weapons that we have, even Ayuk has plenty of speed. Jawan Jennings, for his size, is fast enough. The weapons are there. Like I said, sprinkle in some Jeff Wilson in there at some point. Get Kittle involved a little bit more, and use check a little bit on maybe some power plays. You know, some little fullback draws down by the goal line. Just punch them in the mouth. Own that offensive line. Own the trenches on both sides of the ball, and they'll be there at the end. None of this 38-24 blowout and anything. That's not happening, Packer fans. We're not the same team that you saw in week 3, and you still almost blew a 17-point lead and lost. So take it for what it is. You guys are 13-4. I think you're getting a little loony with the records and all the numbers, and I think people need to throw the analytics out the window at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Play the game, 60 minutes of ball in frozen weather. We will out-physical you guys all day long, night and day. Can Aaron Rodgers pull off a win with the pass rush coming at him at an alarming rate? If you're the defensive coordinator, you have to try to make San Francisco as one-dimensional as possible, putting the ball into Garoppolo's hand as much as possible. But like I said from 2 years ago, we're telling you what you're going to do. Now stop us. And if they can't do it, it's going to be a long day for Green Bay.
All right. And really quick, I just want to say thanks to Fazil. He's got to run, and I'm going to bring on our next caller. Good job, Fazil. You did a great job, man. Our next caller is none other than Danny Golding. What's up, bro? Long time no see.
What is up, Bashar? Corey, how's it going, guys? Pumped up for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm definitely hyped. You saw me earlier, man. I was doing my big Steppin and trying to get everybody hyped up in here. And you know, what jersey are you rocking right now?
That's a Raheem Mostert jersey. Actually.
Oh, hey, that's a good jersey to wear. Too bad he's not playing tomorrow, but we all remember what he did to the Packers, right?
Last year, yeah, you know, because we are playing the Packers, who he scored 4 rushing touchdowns against a couple years ago. So
and this is how it sounded every time he scored. Touchdown, San Francisco! Let's go. Baby. It feels great, baby. Let's go.
That's what they did back. That's what him and Tim Ryan did back
then.
Yeah,
Tim Ryan was saying sometimes
he would do it a little too much. Like,
it was funny, man. It was funny. Yeah. Let me see what's up to good homie of mine, longtime homie of mine. Don Suave says if Jimmy beats Green Bay, then the Rams, he can stay next season. Jimmy's gone. Jimmy's gone. Sorry, guys.
No shot.
Jimmy's gone. Even if we win the Super Bowl, Jimmy's gone.
He's gone.
Sorry if that hurts anybody's feelings.
Slight chance. There's like a teeny tiny chance.
I don't think so because
less than 1%, Danny. Less than 1%.
Okay, let's see really quick. Okay, that was Fazil messaging me. Sorry. Let me just see what else I'm missing. Oh, let me see what's up to Young Creeper 995. That's Roberto from New Mexico. Says remember the Packers lost to the Lions. I almost forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. And
that's why the Packers didn't run the division. They didn't run the table on the division like every dummy wants to say. LaFleur and McVay are Kyle's understudies. Barry, who's a coordinator or a coach there, and there's another coach that he was with at some point. He knows this team inside and out. This is a bad matchup for Green Bay any way you slice it. Aaron Rodgers is going to have time to throw the ball, or it's going to be a long day for Green Bay.
Oh yeah. So what's up, Danny? Anything on your mind?
Yeah. So, you guys expect to maybe see any Trey Lance packages like tomorrow? Because I was thinking, week 3, like that's when we brought out, like that's when Kyle, like in the red zone, brought out Trey Lance as like the secret weapon, and we were playing the Packers. I mean, they'd probably be caught off guard if we did that again tomorrow, since it's been like so long since we've done that. And
I'll add to that. It's funny that you brought that up because I was going to bring that up earlier when Fazil was on here, and it just slipped my mind. So it kind of reminded me. Do I think it's going to happen? If I'm going to put a percentage number on it, I'd say it's about 40% it happens. More likely it doesn't. Do I want it to happen? Yes. I'd love to see Trey Lance in the mix some way, shape, or form to throw them off and possibly in the red zone. Who knows? We were doing it early in the season. For some odd reason, we stopped because supposedly Kyle said that Jimmy's a rhythm quarterback and it throws off his play calling rhythm. But I'm a big Trey Lance guy, so anytime he steps out there, I love it. I get hyped. What about you, Corey?
I don't see it for the simple fact that I don't think Kyle wants to take any chances. I know that's kind of an oxymoron in the fact that, you're taking chances with Garoppolo throwing the ball. I think it has something to do with throwing off Jimmy's rhythm. Enjoy Jimmy Garoppolo while you can, because as soon as the season is over, he will get traded to someone. There will be a suitor out there. And I'm hearing a lot of hype with possibly Pittsburgh, which I find to be a little amusing. But I heard Pittsburgh's name earlier this week.
It wouldn't surprise me if he went to the Washington football team. I mentioned that to some Washington football team fans on the Twitter Spaces, and they're like,
about to get their
way.
name.
No way. Yeah, I heard they're going to have, supposedly they're going to be the Admirals or something. The name leaked. I don't know.
I like the Red Wolves. I like that one. That one's
the Red Bulls?
or Red Wolves.
Red Wolves. Okay. I thought Red Wolves would be cool. Niner Sickness says, ride or die with Jimmy Garoppolo tomorrow. Hell no, I don't want to see Trey. Oh, you don't want to see Trey Lance one bit. Okay, wow. At the end of the day, whoever's
I definitely don't mean to start. I'm not saying
I mean, obviously Trey Lance, Jimmy G's is starting. I'm a Trey Lance guy. I'm not going to make no bones about it. I'm not going to hide behind it. But obviously Jimmy Garoppolo's a star. That's who I'm expecting to start tomorrow. That's that's who I want to do well and succeed tomorrow. So I'm hoping he comes out looking crisp like he did against the Cowboys in the beginning of the game and sustains it and doesn't necessarily have to pass it like a whole bunch. But, when he does have to pass it, when they do stack the box, we get a nice slant to freaking Debo or some yak yardage or to Ayuk or Kittle or even Jennings. I love the fact that going to play. Great. Yeah, I mentioned how we got hot with the pass rush, how we got hot with the DB stepping up, Now we got hot with our third wide receiver emergency, Juwan Jennings. So let's do this. We got Jimmy. Now that we mentioned Jimmy Garoppolo, we got Jimmy G's biggest fan in the building. Prius game says trade Trey. He wants to trade Trey Lance, and he wants Jimmy G to be the man for the next 10 years in San Francisco / Santa Clara. Dan Casillo says this is a good experience for Trey to watch and learn. And he says, what's up? Yeah, so anything else on your mind, Danny? What's up? What's going on, man?
Well, another thing to add to that is, in the Lions game, for example, we used both Jimmy and Trey in I wouldn't expect, obviously, to use, if we were to use him, it'd be in that same sense in any way. But I'm just saying, why do you think Kyle, in the beginning of the season, a lot of games did use both quarterbacks? And I think I remember he said something about it was just too hard to run an offense with two different quarterbacks that are so much different. But why do you think he stopped doing that at all? Was it mainly just to not risk injury? Or?
I don't know, man. It was kind of. I think part of it's because the whole thing with upping Jimmy's trade value. I think that's part of it. They might have had some agreement with Jimmy's agent to up Jimmy's trade value as much as they possibly can, meaning have Jimmy out there at all times. I'm just trying to guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the truth is. Who knows? And Priya says Bosa being cleared will strike fear in Aaron's heart. I hope so. Not just the announcement of him being cleared, but him being on the field and chasing down Aaron Rodgers and bringing him to the ground. I can't wait to see that. And from what Cory was saying earlier, he says that David Bakhtiari is doubtful. And there's one more thing that Niner Sickness said. It says it's not fair to the O-line switching back and forth from those two quarterbacks. Yeah, it's different when you have a mobile quarterback and a regular pocket passer. It's a different feel. I played offensive line, so I definitely know how that works, and it just doesn't feel the same. Of course, it's a great point by Niner Sickness. Anything else going on in your mind, Danny Golding?
So, in the 2020 or 2019-2020, I should say, NFC Championship game, we saw, of course, 4 rushing touchdowns by Raheem Mostert and 220 yards. Think there's any chance we see maybe somewhat of a similar game from Elijah Mitchell? Maybe he gets somewhere near 200 yards and at least a couple touchdowns, maybe.
I mean, I'd welcome it. I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, the
Because
good thing
it is that you're all going to Green Bay, which is going to make it difficult. But
yeah,
Packers
the good thing is though, like, we obviously don't have the Elijah Mitchell runs a 4.340, but even he's not the breakaway guy. Mostert is. He's a very good running back in his own right, but when we do mix Debo, when we have Debo running out on that outside sweep, there are times where he turns on the jets, and it's almost like that second gear that Mostert has. What do you think, Cory, about the possibility of us blowing up the run game and exploding?
Don't take this as in I'm trying to compare the two players, but I see a lot of what Deebo Samuel does and his and what he can do with his speed, like a young Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice had a second gear when he got in the open field that he could just run past everyone and that no one could catch him. Raheem Mostert does, or not Raheem Mostert, you got the jersey on. Deebo Samuel does very similar things, running jet sweeps. Jerry Rice used to do that. Going across the middle, Jerry was the best, I think, ever to do that as well. I mean, if Elijah Mitchell rushes for 200 yards, the Packers lose. Period. End of story. I don't think LaFleur will make that mistake again, where if they show that similar style where they're just running and they can't stop them, they will be forced to put more guys in the box, which will then lead, hopefully, to Garoppolo having enough time to get the slants to Debo or Ayuk or Jawan Jennings or even Kittle. So the Niners may, if something like that does potentially happen, I don't think that they'll do everything they can to just stop the run, which is what I think they'll try to do early. But again, if the offensive line can open up enough holes and Elijah Mitchell can find daylight, he's going to be running all over them anyway. And with the elements of Green Bay, running the ball is going to be your friend. Big time. You need to ball control is another thing. They need to win the time of possession in this game. Keep Aaron Rodgers on the sideline as long as possible. Run down their throat. Keep the defense on the field. Get them tired because the physicality is coming, and just punch them in the mouth over and over and over again.
Well, so I just saw Don in the chat says Kittle better do something wrong, and that's
I mentioned that earlier. Oh yeah.
Point. So Kittle is pretty much a non-factor kind of in the Cowboys game. Do you expect him to, like, I've heard the argument that he needs to have like a big game for them. I don't think he necessarily needs to, but it would be nice to see him get like a few catches.
He needs to have a typical Kittle game, not necessarily a huge game where he dominates, but he needs to be a factor in the passing game for us to have for us to be successful tomorrow. I truly believe that. I don't want to see where Kittle ends up with only one catch for the whole
5
game.
or 6 catches, 7 catches, 70, 80 yards. That would be more than.
If we get 7 catches out of Kittle, I think we freaking win the game, guaranteed, man.
There's a lot of positives that you can look at this pregame of what we expect to happen. You get into game time, things can look a lot different. If the Niners can't run the ball effectively, maybe it could be a toss-up. But running the ball is going to also, as I mentioned just before, time of possession is going to be everything. You got to. I'm hoping to have 40 minutes in this game on the offensive side of the ball, leaving Rodgers sitting on the sideline trying to not freeze. Run the ball. And if it's not working up front, I don't think I run the ball 30, 40 times. They win games when they run the ball over 30 times. I mean, that's just fact. And just keeping Rodgers on the sideline as long as possible.
I'm hoping Kyle Shanahan's watching because we said run the ball. I mean, at least 100 times by now.
He knows.
I'm pretty sure he knows. It's funny he gets a huge there's a huge stigma thrown towards Kyle Shanahan's way where he gets all this criticism because in the fourth quarter of that Super Bowl we didn't run the ball as much as we should have. And let me block the shit out of this person. Screw you. Yeah, got some bot in the chat that was trying to spam or whatever. I don't know what he was typing. Niner Sickness Podcast. Beto says George Kittle did a lot in the Cowboys game, not just in the way you would think. In the passing, he was tremendous in helping out in the blocking. He's always going to block his ass off. Kittle, I think Kittle might be crazy enough to like blocking more so than catching an explosive touchdown play. That's just how passionate he is about blocking. Yeah.
People wonder why he was a 5th-round pick. I don't think, had 40 catches in his entire career at Iowa. He was a blocking tight end. And we ended up drafting him in the 5th round. His blocking ability
can win the game, too. Like, it really can.
Oh, yeah. It helps. And we also have Charlie Warner there, too, to help out and blocking, too, as far as the tight ends go. Charlie Warner's a good tight end blocker as well. And, I don't know, man. I'm just so hyped up. I don't know if I'm getting any more callers. I think I might be wrapping this up pretty soon, unless another caller just trickles in. I know I did this like last minute, and normally my shows only go an hour. Right now we're at the hour and 16 minutes moment, hour 16-minute mark. That is. Is there anything else that you have in mind, Danny, that you want to talk about? Anything that comes to mind as far as I don't know, anything Green Bay Packer 49er related?
Yeah, I mean, just going into Green Bay, they're the number 1 seed. They're on the first round bye. It's definitely going to be tough, but I'm definitely confident that I said in my video, like, I guarantee the Niners definitely can win this game. Like they have the momentum going right now, and they have the Packers' number in the playoffs. They have Aaron Rodgers' number in the playoffs. Going into Green Bay is definitely going to be tougher than it being at Levi's like it was. But the Kaepernick. The 2013-2014 game, I was looking at the highlights for that, prepping for this game a little bit, and we beat them 23-20 in that game. It was a close game. We got a game-winning field goal. I honestly could see this game going similar, whichever way it goes, like being a game that's that close. So it's like decided by a field goal or just.
That's how Week 3's game was decided too.
Yeah, and to Robbie Gold's credit, Robbie Gold played in the over in the Midwest for Chicago, so it's not like cold weather is something new to him. And I've criticized Robbie Gold a whole lot at one point in the season. He was missing some kicks that I thought he should have made, and he stepped up big. His kicks definitely helped us win against Dallas, and he was making some really nice kicks. Now with Dallas, you don't necessarily have the elements. You don't have the wind. You don't have the cold. It's this nice dome stadium. But if we do need Robbie Gold to do something, I'm feeling a lot better about him possibly stepping up to the plate if need be. Okay, and Don Swab, this question keeps coming up over and over again. And I think we need to know. We already know what the answer is.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here, but I mean, that's...
says if Jimmy wins the Super Bowl, do we still trade him? Yes, we do trade him. Yes, we do.
I mean, that definitely increases his trade value.
The whole point of playing Jimmy right now is to up his value, so we can get a possible. If we're lucky, we can get a first round pick. A lot of people don't see that happening, but I've seen crazier things happen in the NFL.
If he wins the Super Bowl, then you can definitely get a first round.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you could say, hey. This is a guy who made the Super Bowl twice and he won it. Or even if we lost the Super Bowl, I don't want to ever lose the Super Bowl again. But Prius Game is Jimmy G's biggest fan. He anything you say about Jimmy G is just like Jimmy means the world to him for whatever reason. And then he says Jimmy will be missed. He says if the 49ers, I'm paraphrasing him. He says if the 49ers were to get Jimmy G, were to get rid of Jimmy G, that we'd be stepping into the dark ages, which I disagree with. What do you think, Danny?
If Trey gets hurt, then I mean,
but that goes for any team if their starting quarterback gets hurt. I mean, sure. If Tom Brady goes down, if Aaron Rodgers goes down, or if Justin Herbert goes, I can go down the line.
They're gonna have to draft like a decent backup for him, too, which they could.
Okay, let's play devil's advocate. The 49ers make it to the Super Bowl. Everything goes perfect from here on out, right? Who would you rather play in the Super Bowl? Would it be Kansas City or would it be, let's just say, Buffalo Bills? I myself would rather play Kansas City at this point in time.
Yeah, I would. I'd want the rematch. Plus, Josh Allen. He's a Bay Area kid. So, I mean, that would be cool if we played the Bills in the Super Bowl. That would be like, that'd be OJ's two favorite teams. This one thing. It'd be Niners, Bills. Bills made it to the Super Bowl a lot in the 80s and the 90s. I know not sure like what years. And you got the twirl out of Josh Allen wearing the Frank Gore jersey when he was 11 and getting Candlestick and from there.
90, 91, 92, 93.
Oh, thanks. Yep.
4 years in a row with Jim Kelly at the helm and couldn't win one of them. Yeah. New York Football Giants, Washington Redskins, and the Cowboys twice. Buffalo was in the Super Bowl all 4 of those years, starting with Super Bowl 25, 26, 27, and 28.
I watched all 4 of the Super Bowls. I did.
Good old Scott Norwood.
Yeah. Oh, the first Super Bowl they played against the Giants was their best shot to win. Scott Norwood, like you mentioned, Scott Norwood missed that field goal
because they didn't play us.
Yeah. Oh, that was the year we were supposed to three-peat, right? When freaking Joe Montana steps back to pass, boom, gets smashed in the back by Leonard Marshall, and here comes Steve Young handing the ball off, and then Roger Craig fumbles. So,
Lawrence Taylor.
Yep. We missed the Super Bowl that year. But for me, I'd rather play the Chiefs. Josh Allen, that last game looked tremendous. His deep ball was
incredible.
Incredible. It was just that one deep ball that he threw to Emmanuel Sanders.
Those are really fun team to watch.
He threw a nice deep ball to Emmanuel Sanders on the left sideline, and it was just purely sick. I don't know how else to describe it, but sure. And Josh Allen wanted to be a 49er, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that. He grew up as a 49er fan, wanted to be a 49er. And obviously that didn't happen because he
crazy how he played. He wore the Frank Gore jersey, and then he when he was like 10 or 11, and then he ends up playing with him as his teammate.
In Buffalo, right? Yeah, that's true, right? There's a picture of him wearing a Frank Gore jersey, right?
Yeah.
Right. And Young Creeper Roberto says number 5 was my boy. Yeah, we'll wait till next year to see number 5. We're not going to see him in this year's playoffs unless something crazy happens. Who knows? He says bye-bye to Jimmy G. That guy's too funny. We got Niners Sickness podcast going out on a limb, says Bengals and 49ers Super Bowl. But I was going to say is like, I just think like go back to playing the Bills. It's like, I don't know, like they lost 4 already. Like, are they really going to lose like a 5th one? But, honestly, I'd totally rather not make a Super Bowl if we were going to lose one too. I don't want to see us lose another Super Bowl in my lifetime. Next time we make it, I want to see us win it. Obviously,
Vikings have also lost 4. Never won.
Oh wow! Either. Yeah, that was in the 70s, right?
I didn't even know the Vikings were in 4.
I know they lost one of them to the Raiders.
Lost 4.
They lost one to the Raiders, one to the Steelers, or was it 2 to the Steelers?
The Dolphins beat them once.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say the Dolphins. I can't remember, but I know they've lost 4.
Yeah. Okay. I was trying to see if I can get some new callers, and I haven't. I don't see anybody jumping in just yet. Oh, we got Darwin here. Hey, Darwin. I thought you were going to call in, man. Where's Darwin at? Let me see. Just a second. I'd like to see what Darwin has to say. Hang on. Where's he at? I know Darwin was trying to call in earlier. Darwin says right here, let me just see. Let me just drop the link one more time just to see if anybody else wants to call in.
But the Bucs aren't healthy, and the Bucs won't be healthy. So
yeah, he said the only team that would be a matches up. Well, but they still have Tom Brady, though. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be would be too easy for Jimmy G to beat Tom Brady in that matchup. Usually, they say the team with the better quarterback wins. That's what worries me about. Go ahead.
There's one other team that I think can match us physically that's still in the playoffs, and that's Buffalo. Buffalo's a very physical team, and they have weapons all over the place. Their run game is pretty pedestrian, but you look at the quarterback and you look at the receivers that they have there. Emmanuel Sanders is there now, too. Stephon Diggs is there. I think Cole Beasley is still their slot guy. They're dangerous, and that defense is very, 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 very good. So, of all the teams, hypothetically speaking, say we win tomorrow and we win next Sunday and we get to the Super Bowl, Buffalo's probably the one team I do not want to face. We've already beaten Cincinnati. We've beaten Cincinnati twice in the Super Bowl, and you have Tennessee, which doesn't scare me one bit. Tannehill is, I don't think, ever going to win a Super Bowl, even with a healthy Derrick Henry. Defense is okay, but they're very beatable. I think both top-rated teams this year in Tennessee and Green Bay have been highly overrated all year. I don't think there's one clear-cut favorite this year. to win.
You don't think Tennessee would be a bad matchup for them because they seem like they're pretty physical.
I think it's a great matchup.
Yeah, they're definitely physical.
I know they have Derrick Henry, but we stopped the run.
We stopped the run. But I'd definitely be worried if Derrick Henry.
That last game was definitely frustrating, but I mean that was Jimmy
and all that AJ Brown, AJ Brown.
That's the one. That's the one weapon that they have outside of Derrick Henry. You have Julio Jones, but he was a non-factor in that game. You put probably Emmanuel Mosley on AJ Brown and just try to contain him, just like you're going to try to do tomorrow with Devontae Adams. You put pressure on a guy like Ryan Tannehill, he'll fold like a lawn chair. And that's just
we didn't put enough pressure on him last time we played.
No, we didn't. But the pass rush wasn't there until the following week when they faced Houston. Houston was where that pass rush really started coming on.
We got Clown Man in the building. Says 49er Minded. Good to see. Earlier he said, "What's up, fellas? Glad to see you on here, Clown Man. It's been a minute since I've seen you on. I don't know who this Shafiki guy is, but he says, do you know that guy?" He says,
"Yeah, that's what I gave one of my friends a link. I was like, yo, check this out."
Okay, and do you have a score prediction for tomorrow, Danny?
Ooh, I'll just make it right now. I'll say Niners 27, Packers 21.
I said 29-24. That was my prediction that I've been sticking to for as of late. I don't know if you have one. Obviously, I got to pick the Niners. It's hard for me to bet against the Niners. Even though I think this game, honestly, I think this game could go either way. But what do you think, Cory?
Niners execute their plan. I see 30 or 20. I think they win this by double digits. I think they get up, and I think they have another drive there late, up maybe 27-20, and Robbie Gould kicks a field goal to put them up 2 scores, and that's the end of it. I think it's 27-20 late, and I think the Niners get a field goal late and put them out of it.
All right, so Danny Golding, I'm gonna have to say goodbye to you, because I'm gonna bring on another guy on right now.
For sure.
All right, man. Thanks. So it's been a while. Been a minute since we talked. Thank you for calling. And we're gonna bring on one more guy. I don't know if I gave the link out to a couple other people. I don't know if I don't know why they're not jumping on like I thought. There was one person in particular who knew about this call-in stuff way before I even did the show, and I thought he was gonna get on. I don't know why he didn't. He popped up in the chat for a minute. But let's bring on this guy, Jimmy G's #1 fan.
Yes.
This guy is I don't know how he does it, man. This guy gets beat up on Twitter day in and day out, and he still fights for Jimmy G regardless.
In my defense, the only reason why I say Jimmy, is QB1 forever. I do understand he makes errors, he makes mistakes. However, and I know Bashar, you're not gonna like what I say, but however, he does rebound when he makes those mistakes.
Sometimes, not all the time.
His record is what, like 34-15, right? And I get it. Hey, we had a good defense, we have a good run game, but without him, it's what 8-25, I think, or something like that. Without him, okay. So when I say Jimmy G is the answer in like the present, down the road, yeah, I could see it. Okay, put Trey Lance in, totally get it. However, I don't know if let's say Trey Lance is a bust. We're going to look back and be like, dang, we should have just stuck with Jimmy G. Yeah, the 20, what is it guaranteed? 20, 25, 26 million? Totally get it. I'll end it on this note. I just want a Super Bowl win. And right now, Jimmy G is the only option. You can't go with Trey Lance yet. So
this is his shot. He's the quarterback right now. The Niners are basically putting Jimmy G in the driver's seat. They weren't able to trade him, and they're saying, "Hey, Jimmy, this is your last dance, your final hurrah, your swan song, whatever you want to call it." So he's in the driver's seat right now. If he can do it, we'll see.
Okay, so I'll just put one thing out there. So tomorrow, right? If Jimmy G goes out there, and I'm expecting, I know it's gonna sound stupid, but I'm expecting 1 fumble and 1 interception. That's Jimmy G ball. If he does that and can still put together game-winning drives, I mean, that's a 90s quarterback. I grew up in the 90s era, so I'm like thinking, hey, that's, he's not Mahomes numbers or stats, but hey, if that's that's like 3 more games doing that. Hey, I'll buy a Jimmy G jersey. But
I thought you already bought one by now.
No, I got his bobblehead. I haven't had time to buy a jersey yet, but I get it. Everybody wants to go with Trey Lance. I totally get it. But I will say this one last thing. Trey Lance or the next QB that they were looking at was never an option until they drafted Trey Lance. That's what bugs me. So Jimmy G, we were going to ride into the sunset for whatever time. I don't know, 1 or 2 more seasons. As soon as they drafted Trey Lance, it was like, oh, we've got to get rid of Jimmy G. That's the part that bothers me. Like,
wait, can you go backwards and say what you're trying? I didn't get that point. You said Trey Lance wasn't an option to what? I kind of missed what you meant.
Okay, so when Jimmy G had his flaws last year, he got hurt, right? Okay, he missed time. Everyone was already, oh man, we gotta, hopefully he gets better. As soon as they drafted Trey Lance, that's when all the hating started. It got worse, I guess. Oh, we need to get rid of Jimmy G. So what bothers me the most is it was Jimmy G or bust until they drafted Trey Lance, the rookie, and we still don't know what's going to happen. So look, I totally get it. I'm like kind of old school. You got to go with the guy that has the long resume. For now, yeah, I could see. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to make a prediction right now. I think Jimmy G he's not going to do good tomorrow. I went back and watched some of the film, for past games. I really think Green Bay is going to shut him down, but the run game's going to pick it up. And then, okay, hey, San Francisco won. But you see Jimmy G sucks. It's like, I mean, what do you want to do? Like, I'll just ask you guys a question. What would you guys like to see tomorrow? I mean, being anti-Jimmy G fans.
Anti-Jimmy.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you guys want then? What do you want? I mean, with this game tomorrow, like, do you want Trey Lance to go out there?
Okay. I obviously want Jimmy to play. Like I mentioned earlier, if he had stuck with what he was doing in the Cowboys game for 4 quarters, we'll do great. We'll be fine. I mean, I don't know if we're going to see that tomorrow or not. I mean, I'm expecting us to pound the rock and pound the ball, and hopefully Jimmy G can take advantage of them when they try to stack the box on us. Because Debo and I want to see Debo involved more as a receiver. I'll tell you that much, and that means we have to throw it from time to time. I don't want them to sit there and give Debo the ball 15 times because I want to see Debo out there in the pass game because he can hurt people and take advantage of people in the passing game. The guy freaking put up 1,000 yards in week 8 or week 9. But then, what do you think, Cory?
I think you will see a heavy dose of the run, 30 or 40 times, and I'm hoping to see 15 or less passes.
Can you mute yourself, Adam?
Mute it?
Yeah, because there's echo coming in when he talks.
How do you mute it on here?
Click the screen and then there should be
I don't know how to do it on the cell phone, but there should be a little mute. I'm just saying when he's talking, there's like there you go, you're muted now. I can mute you myself, actually. I can do it manually. But go ahead, Cory. We couldn't hear you good.
They're going to run the rock 30 to 40 times tomorrow. They're not going to abandon it. They're just going to say, we're going to run it right down your throat. And I would expect less than 20 pass attempts by Garoppolo tomorrow. I think they're going to try to do this as play the percentages. You're dealing with freezing weather below 12 degrees. I think I saw game time should be somewhere around 11 and could drop down as low as 7 or 6. Packer fans out there are saying the low could be 0. So we'll see what happens. The game, local time is at 7 o'clock, being on the central time zone. So the game will go from about 7 to 10-ish. Run the rock 30 to 40 times. Keep Aaron Rodgers on the sideline. And when they put the 7 or 8 in the box, if they're stupid enough to do that, Garoppolo will just beat them with the overhead, slants 10 yards down the middle and be able to move the ball that way. Stay away from 3rd and long situations like they did last week. Punch him in the mouth early and have Rodgers playing on his heels the entire game.
And we definitely need to hear a lot of this. Touchdown, San Francisco! Let's go!
But you won't hear the foghorn tomorrow because they're not at home.
I know, but we gotta. Well, what we did in the Dallas game was they were telling fans to play the foghorn on your cell phone after every touchdown celebration. So I'm just saying, we're gonna hear that touchdown call from Greg Pop on the radio tomorrow. We better be hearing it, and we gotta kick ass in the playoffs. Yeah, and you can go if you want to say something. Go ahead and unmute. Just when you want to talk, just unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm not. I joined late, so I don't know if you guys had already mentioned it. I think it's so. San Francisco's like number one, red zone scoring, and then Green
Yes.
Bay is bottom three. I think 29th
Yes.
against the red zone scoring. So I get it. All the East Coast media. Hey, I don't know why they keep. I think Bashar, you saw the stats, the screenshot I sent you of week 3. Like a lot of those, like Trey Sermon, and then Juice was.
We weren't the same team back then.
Yeah, it was definitely different. So I'm banking on just getting that ball in there, and just whatever, get the points, keep it away from Aaron Rodgers. I think the last episode we had, the guy was saying it. I forget the guy's name, but just keep it away from Aaron Rodgers and don't mess it up. Look, I'm a Jimmy G fan, but I'm gonna. Hey, look, he's gonna make 1 or 2 mistakes. I just know it. If that happens, my goodness, the timing sometimes is bad, but just goodness, I don't know. The closer we get to kickoff, I don't know. I was gonna go to watch it with some friends, but now I'm just gonna lock myself in my office and watch the game. It's intense, dude. Like I hate the Packers, bro. I hate
Aaron Rodgers more so than any other quarterback.
Yeah. So again, I don't know how long you wanted to go, but look,
I got somebody else waiting right now. Actually,
okay, so I'll say this last thing.
Right.
Go Niners. I don't care how they do it, get the win. I don't care if they bench Jimmy G second quarter and Trey Lance comes and kills it. Just get the W. I need confetti in the Bay Area soon.
It's been a while since we had confetti. I forgot what it looks like, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I know.
Hey, I was gonna say, me and this guy go way back. We do bump heads about the Jimmy G Trey Lance thing. It's kind of like we're all this Jimmy G Trey Lance stuff is dividing us, but this guy's an awesome guy, man. I've known this guy for quite some time, and it's good to see you on here. And I'm gonna go to the next car though. Hopefully we kick ass tomorrow. And great to see you on here, man.
I'll hit you up.
All right, man. Take care. I'm gonna bring my next guy on here, and before I do that, I'm gonna pop up a couple of comments. We got David McNew. He says we just need to run the ball, i.e. Mitchell and Debo, and limit Jimmy G's touches. He says, I don't hate Jimmy G. I'm just sick of his mistakes. Yeah, we don't want to see mistakes from any player. You know, when Josh Norman was out there, we saw tons of mistakes, and now obviously he's not out there and he's not making mistakes. Well, he did make a freaking mistake against the Cowboys. He was on special teams and let that idiot run right by him like a fucking moron on that fake punt, which was retarded. But let me bring on our next caller. We got Darwin. What's up, Darwin?
What's up, Bash? How's it going?
Going good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Good. Great. We got my boy Cory here, Sports Fanatic. If you got anything for Cory or myself, go ahead. Just let us know what's on your mind.
Oh, yeah, I think that what's on my mind is that we do have to run the ball tomorrow, especially because, Green Bay's run defense is not very good.
Yeah, we do definitely have to take advantage of that. Now, what they were saying going into the Cowboys game, that the Cowboys struggled against the run here and there, but the Cowboys didn't make it easy for us. You know, it wasn't like there were these gaping holes all game long, and we were able to run it easy on us. Now, the good thing is that we were committed to the run game. Some people were criticizing that Kyle doesn't run the ball enough at times. Like, no, Kyle was pretty damn committed to running the ball in that Cowboy game. It's just that, you know, the lanes weren't always there. But, you know, we still gave Elijah touches. Debo was electric, of course. And we just got to stay committed, because when we're committed, let's open up some play action. Let's run some bootlegs from time to time. Let's strike some fear in the other team's hearts. That's how I look at it. What do you think about that, Cory?
Yeah, I think the passing will come on if the third and longs are there, or if Shanahan wants to draw something up, trying to catch Green Bay's defense off guard, where they're just running, committing. I mentioned a few times already on this podcast, put 8 in the box, Green Bay. We dare you. That's essentially what we're looking for, so Garoppolo can just come up and throw little hitch routes and things and get past that first line of defense and huge yardage. Your last caller was mentioning a terrible red zone defense, and we have the number 1 red zone defense. So get the ball in the red zone as much as possible,
offense, I got
and pound the rock into the end zone. Keep that time of possession. I mean, I'm sounding like a broken record now. Keep the time of possession and Aaron Rodgers on the sideline.
And this just comes to mind too, and it crossed my mind during the Cowboy game last week where we were in the red zone from time to time, and I almost felt like we should have went for it on 4th down a few times. But then, of course, the conservative approach, hey, you take the points while they're there, right? So, hey, the points were there. Freaking Gold makes the field goals, and Robbie Gold did an excellent job. Usually I rag on the guy, but he did a great job, made the field goals. But every now and then, I think we should go for it on 4th down and get a fucking touchdown, dude. Let's go, man.
It's all situation.
Yeah.
They knew that the Cowboys had a high-powered offense, but the defense has been playing very, very well. I actually agree with Shanahan on a few of those plays. The 4th and 1 was a little crazy, and then they screwed up that 4th and about an inch with the false start of the illegal. Trent Williams wasn't set.
Jimmy snapped it early. Jimmy
snapped it about a second early. But just control the line of scrimmage. I mean, that's really what this is going to come down to. If we can out-physical Green Bay, and I know we will, just pound the rock and figuratively speaking, just punch Green Bay in the mouth on both sides of the ball. They should be fine.
Anything else on your mind, Darwin?
Oh, yes. So, also another thing on my mind is, assuming we do win the Super Bowl this year, do you think we can possibly continue the dynasty for a seventh Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, I don't have a crystal ball in front of me, but I will say this, I have no idea what's going to happen from this playoff run, but I do just, if I were to have a crystal ball in front of me, I just think the future looks really, really, really bright with this quarterback that we drafted in Trey Lance. And, some people may not agree with me. They think I may be looking too far ahead, but I just see a whole lot of good coming in the future with that guy as our quarterback, and I think we're fortunate to get it. And we'll see. Once we got a new guy popping in the chat, says Nathan Dickey says we got this. Go 49ers. Thank you for popping in, man. Hey, got any big plans for the game tomorrow, Darwin? You got any family plans? You gonna meet up with any friends? You gonna do anything big tomorrow?
I think I kind of want to meet up with my uncle because he is a big 49ers fan.
Oh, okay. Hey, I know you're a big fan of that Spanish-speaking 49ers show. It's called Canal 49. Did anything interesting you hear on there this week, or if you were checking it out?
Any interesting? No. He does do the Monday podcast, and once in a while, he does hand out gifts to the members, like different gifts, like shirts.
Oh, really? Okay. How do they win the prizes on there?
I think it's like a raffle, and then whichever member wins, they have to send him his address, and he sends over the gift.
Oh, okay, got it. Well, and do you have any more questions or anything else on your mind before we close this out?
Yes. So, also, what do you think about next year's schedule for 2022? Because I am excited about some of the games. I'm excited about like going against Justin Herbert. Like, I really want to see Lance versus Herbert. I do want to see Mahomes versus Lance.
Yeah, Mahomes will be a tough matchup, no doubt. I'm kind of almost contemplating thinking about going to that Raider game because some of my buddies plan on going, and I've been to Vegas multiple times, so it's just an hour and 10-minute flight over to Vegas. So, without a doubt, I'm going to do something in just a second. But, hey, I'd love to go to that Raider game and see the 49ers whoop the Raiders' ass in Las Vegas, and that would be a great thing. And tomorrow, when we hand off the rock to Elijah Mitchell, or if we're throwing it to Jawan Jennings, or if we're throwing it to Kittle, or if we're throwing it to Debo Ayuk, I definitely want to hear a whole lot of these. Touchdown, San Francisco! Let's go! Woo! Hey, man, the hype machine is on fire tonight. That was a special request from Dan Castillo, my boy over in the 209. And I'm excited, man. I'm pumped up. Thank you for calling, Darwin. Any last little thing you want to say before you go, or are you pretty much said everything?
I am actually excited for that one. Hope for that one game in Vegas. I'm actually thinking of going to because I want to see them like run the ball down their throats because I know we will.
Oh yeah, I want to beat the Raiders in any way, shape, or form. All right, Darwin, great having you on. All right, thanks for calling.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to say what's up to Poppy Pablo. Says, let's fucking go Niners. You're a little late to the party, but it's okay, man. You can always rewind and watch the rest of it later. Nathan Dickey says, run that ball and get Kittle started early. Yeah, we definitely need Kittle to get at least 4 catches at the least, you know. And we got Nathan Dickey saying Smash Mouth Football 49ers says oops. We got Prius Game says Jimmy will be okay. And Young Creeper, thank you very much, Roberto over in New Mexico. I wish I had a prize to give you or something for saying that. That means a lot. It says 49er Minded Show was the best. I don't know if I'm the best, but I know I just like to have fun, and I'm thankful for having an amazing people in the chat. Thankful having always great guests. I have excellent guests each and every show. Were very fun, very knowledgeable, and Cory didn't disappoint. First time I had Cory on. First time Cory's been on a podcast. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? And yes, I know Cory very well from Twitter, and I know he loves to talk, and that's why I brought him on here. And if you guys want to connect with Cory over on Twitter, I do have his description on the link to his Twitter account, or you can just look out on the screen. It's spelled out sport _ Fanatic 10. That's how you get in touch with him if you want to hit him up with questions. You can get in touch with me on all forms of social media. I'm 49er Minded on Instagram. I'm 49er Minded on Twitter. There's a 49er Facebook group on YouTube. I'm not hard to find if you ever have any questions. And today we did a little test drive with the whole column thing. I'm thinking about trying to make it something I do once a week, perhaps. You know, a lot of other YouTubers do it. You know, it's nothing new, but I never did it on my show, and this is the first time we did it. But again, thank you to everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome. Hopefully we win in Green Bay tomorrow. It'll be awesome. I'd love to see Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, who I can't fucking stand. The discount double check, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that piece of shit. I'm gonna drop these F-bombs today because that's how I truly feel about the guy. I just think he's amazing talent. Don't get me wrong, but I just cannot stand him as a person. And if we make him go 0-4 in our playoff matchups, great. I'll love it. Cory, what do you got to say before we get ready to go?
Everyone get a good night's sleep because tomorrow night it's on, and it's going to be high-powered 60 minutes of football, smash mouth football, a style you don't see Green Bay playing as often as you would think. But maybe with some of the guys back, they'll try to match our physicality. I don't see it. I think we're too deep, especially on the defensive side of the ball. We have 3 or 4 legitimate weapons on the offensive side of the ball. And as we've said over and over on this podcast, keep Jimmy Garoppolo's mistakes to a bare minimum, and we'll be right there at the end, and hopefully sending all those Green Bay Pack fans home crying like we did 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, that'll be a thing of beauty. So thank you to everybody in the chat. I keep thanking you guys because I can't do it. I just can't do it enough. That's why. Dan Castillo says, great show, guys. David McNew is always saying something funny. Says, trade Jimmy G. Well, he's our guy for now in the playoffs, so we can't trade him yet. You know, but hey, hopefully he does well tomorrow. Hopefully he does well throughout this playoff run, assuming we continue. Tommy Huxley, I'm shutting the show down right now. Sorry, man. So what's up, my kids? But we'll try to. I did a call in, and you know, hopefully in the future when there's more shows, I can drop a link for you, and you can try to call in because I know you like to call in on these shows. And David McNew says, go 49ers, beat the Slackers. Once again, I'm really thankful for you, Cory, being my guest. I know you never did a podcast before. I popped your podcast cherry, or you popped your podcast cherry, however you want to put it. You know,
it had to happen eventually.
Yeah, we did a walkthrough before the show, and I appreciate you having the patience because we were supposed to do this for the last 2 nights, and I wasn't really there for the last 2 nights. I apologize for that. But, I said, hey, I'm going to make it up to you. And we did it. We got it done. We got it out of the way. Hopefully I can have you on again in the future if you're up for it. And I appreciate everybody being on here. On here on 49er Minder, where we get into the minds of 49er fans. And just remember, guys, keep repping those 49ers and stay 49er minded. Fuck Aaron Rodgers. Peace. Beat the Packers. Come on, 49er fans, let's get it.
Because it's 49er mind.
We gotta do this one time for the Empire.
It's 49er mind. It's 49er mind.
We gotta get that brick by brick real quick.
49er mind.
Yo, we can't listen to them haters, man.
49er mind.
We from the Bay.
49er mind.
We them San Francisco 49ers.
49er mind.
We got that red and gold blood inside us.
49er mind.